Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is. I think we finally back on the regular scheduled night. It's Tuesday. AA Sports, straight sports, no chasing. I'm one half of the team, Diego Baristikoff. Who with the other half? Tell them who you are.
What's good, people? It's the other A in AA Sports. Your boy Hate. I'm coming off my 38th birthday, and my beard looks really gray on this camera. What's good with you?
Yeah, man, you might have to get some of that purple sweat, man. Start dying. You know what I'm saying?
I can't do it. I can't do it.
No?
No, I'm just gonna be gray. I can't do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm tripping about these couple little specs I got in here. I think it's a lot, but looking at you, you make me feel real youthful. Making me feel real youthful. I appreciate that. Good looking out.
I'm seasoned.
There you go.
Seasoned as a mother.
So, y'all people, y'all know what it is. Y'all know the main topic at hand. We're going to jump right on into it. We ain't going to waste no time. We ain't hiding. Both of us picked the Cavs. I think I picked them in 7. I think you picked them in 6 or 7 yourself.
No, I took 7.
We both picked the Cavs. So far, that's not holding up. They're getting drugged right now. Down 0-2 to the Warriors. They're looking like an unstoppable machine right now. Is there anything that the Cavs can do to get back into this series?
The only thing I can think they can do is give LeBron the ball and tell him to pound it like he did that series that Kyrie and them got hurt, to slow it down. I think the Cavs expected a basketball game. They didn't expect a track meet. These cats move, man. And you try to run with them, well, it would also be helpful if, a lot of the players showed up. The Cavs are missing a few of their starters right now in the first 2 games. But it's not looking good. I got my Cleveland hat on because I ain't hiding. I took them. And it's not over with yet. I mean, history has shown what can happen. Anything this week, Harrison Barnes and Kevin Durant are 2 totally different people. Totally.
Yeah. And Kevin Durant is the difference in the series right now. Let's not get him mistaken. Without him, I believe this series could either be probably tied or 2-0 the other way around. Without him, Klay finally broke out and showed up and had a good game. Now, if he continues to do that these next couple of games, and it's going to be even more difficult for Cleveland to get back into this series. You start looking at what possibly can they do to get back into the series. I think the first half of Game 2 was the best that they've played so far. And why they didn't come out and mimic that same play third quarter in Game 2 is beyond me. You talk about LeBron pounding the ball. Cleveland, they've said that they want to play with pace. They don't necessarily want to slow it down. And it wasn't that Braun was posting up, which I think that they should do from time to time. But he was just simply taking the ball to the hole and daring anybody to stop it.
First half, and he should have stayed at it. Second half, he started shooting jumpers.
Yeah, he came out second half, and it was like he forgot everything that he did first half. And then, like you said, they started settling for jump shots. And I think they were getting tired some there too. Yeah. And that tired and jump shots don't mix.
Don't work at all. I don't know about you, but don't it seem like all Kyrie's jumpers been short? Like, it's like he ain't had no legs this series. All of them seem like.
Yeah, he's to me. I mean, I know you probably look at his numbers, and I haven't looked at them. I know they probably look decent on paper, but to me, Kyrie, he's falling short.
Yeah.
He hits, he hit the big shot in the finals last year. He did a couple things in the playoffs this year, and people want to say that Kyrie's carrying the team. He's the one carrying LeBron. This shows that's not the case, people, okay? And the same thing happened last year. He was MIA for the first part of the finals. Mm-hmm. About Game 4, I believe, when he finally hit 40, and then they turned it around. So one of the big things with Kyrie, Klay is locking his ass down, all right? And he's really only getting numbers when Klay's not on him. That's the only time he can breathe and try to get to the cup.
They need to issue an Amber Alert because Klay got his ass in them cuffs. I mean, Klay is a legit 6'7" with long arms. He is making it hard for him because Kyrie's 6'2", 6'3"? It's not easy. It's not easy shooting over a guy 6'7" with long arms, and that's what his focus is. You know, you can almost say that Clay's been if Durant wasn't doing what he's doing right now, you can say that Clay is the MVP strictly off that defense for keeping this guy who Boston couldn't do nothing with, keeping him in check. But between that defense, you getting that 22 points from Clay the other night, that's tough, man.
Without KD doing what he's doing, I'm giving the MVP to Steph.
Yeah.
Because he had a triple-double the other night. He's averaging double-digit assists, which we don't really see from him a lot.
He's outplaying Kyrie. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is outplaying him. It ain't taking much room, and JR is not making them work. They're putting LeBron on him from time to time, Shump, but he's not having to work on defense at all. Those switches that they were trying to run, it's a totally different thing when you got to actually guard the guy in the corner. You can't just sit there and play free safety, and just lay off like LeBron did pretty much that entire last series. Well, last final.
Right. And it also don't help Cleveland case when you have people like J.R. Smith coming out in the first quarter and committing these stupid fouls that he keeps doing, and you getting Steph in a rhythm because he's shooting 10, 12 free throws in the first quarter. That's not helping your case either.
J.R. didn't want to play. I firmly believe he didn't want to play Sunday night.
Yeah, you have to be mentally focused for 48 minutes to beat these guys, and there are times when the Cavs are lapsing mentally, and you can tell.
Yeah.
They've lost both of these games in the third quarter. I think Golden State was first game. I think they were plus 14 in the third quarter. And game 2, I think they were plus 11, if I remember right. So that's where Cleveland was losing the game. So they got to figure out what they need to do to come out and start that second half, and build on what they're doing in the first half, because they're keeping the games close. In the first game, they should have been down way more than what they were.
Way more.
They were down 8. And then game 2, I think they were down 3, 5, something like that. Again, well within the game, well within reach. But again, third quarter totally fell apart. The help that I thought, and I think you thought as well, that LeBron had will come to play. Kyle Korver.
No bueno.
Tristan Thompson.
No bueno.
Shump, J.R. Smith. These guys have not shown up. So LeBron, I think Glass, shout out Get With It Sports, I think he tweeted out, is LeBron going to ask for more help? He has all the help he asked for.
Sure does. We'll get to that in a little bit because that's further down the sheet, because I want to say, what's the term? We got what we got. This is it.
It's one thing to have help, but your help got to actually show up and help.
Yes, sir.
Now, on the Golden State side, there's really not much you can say that they're doing wrong. They clicking on all cylinders. And they're doing all this really without Draymond Green even really having a good game so far.
Best game he had was 12-6-6. Game 1 was a bad game for him, and they still won.
Right.
They're not even getting much from their bench. And people, we knew this. We took the Cavs, both of us did, and we were within our right minds because we actually thought it could work out, and it still may very well. But you got to understand, these are 2 MVPs in their prime. 4 total All-Stars in their prime on the same team, and LeBron's basically playing them with him. Now, Kevin Love has had good numbers, but a nightmare on defense. So it's basically LeBron, something like Kyrie, and Kevin Love, who can't guard nobody, against a super team.
Right, and I don't want to fall into the theory myself of LeBron don't have no help. He got the help. No. They have to come and play.
They got to play.
They have to be able to shoot better. Now, one of the things that Golden State is cutting off with Korver in particular, Korver is used to run when he's in the game with LeBron. They're used to running that high screen and roll. Korver popping out, being able to get those threes off, and Golden State's doing a good job of locking that down. So by the time Korver gets the ball, he has no room to operate. He's got to pass it off, or they're forcing LeBron or whoever's in that pick and roll situation to look the other way and pass the ball to Tristan Thompson or Shannon Fry when he's in the game. When he's missing a lot of bunnies and layups. Kevin Love is missing a lot of bunnies and layups.
Kyrie's normally a layup maker.
Yep.
He missed a lot of layups at the rim. Game 2 and game 1, really?
Right.
But,
so Golden State just got to keep doing what they're doing. They basically just got to keep shooting. They are not really lighting it up from three.
They're not.
You know what I'm saying? At all. But they hit 18. They hit 18 threes in game two. Okay. Now they had 20 turnovers.
You see how many damn threes they shot in game two? 43 3-pointers.
They won that Houston Rockets.
But I tell you one thing, Cleveland can't.
D-Will, another person, another piece of the help that we expected to help and show up. He's not showing up.
That dude ain't scored a point in the finals in 2 games. Not 1 point.
So that can't continue. So we'll see what happens when they get home. I'm gonna stick with my pick. I can't fold because I just been watching. Yeah, I've been watching basketball way too long. Anything can happen, change a series, a rolled ankle, sprained knee. A fight can happen. Somebody come off the bench and get suspended a game. Amari Stoudemire, when the Suns should have put down the Spurs some years back, and that suspension probably cost them that series, and they chance to win a championship. You look at last year, Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder had these boys down 3-1 and gave it up. And we know what happened in the finals when Golden State was up 3-1. So I'm not ready to call it over as of yet.
No. It could be totally different come Friday. I believe they're going to win tomorrow, convincingly. I believe it may not be a blowout, but I believe it'll be enough to where they actually win that game.
I'll say, this is the game. If they're going to win a game,
it got to be tomorrow.
Got to be this one.
Hell, I thought they had to win Sunday. I thought they had to win that game. But at the same time, last year, they got blowed out them 2 games in Golden State, went home, regrouped. All it takes is 1 game to change the narrative. Just 1 game.
It's a long series. We're not dealing with a best of 5 or a best of 3. It's a best of 7. So we're gonna see. Now,
KD had 33 game 2, but I don't think it was as easy as it was game 1. If that's possible to have 33 and 38 game 1, 33 the next game, and it not seem easy, it's like he had to work a little bit more to me.
He was a little more efficient, I think, game 2. Because he was, Golden State, but Cleveland did decide to shut down the lane and not let him come through and get 7 uncontested dunks.
Right.
So that helped in this regard. He still put up his numbers.
Yeah.
But like I say, Clay got off. Steph again shot 10 or 12 free throws in the first quarter.
I don't believe he's taking 14 free throws tomorrow night in Cleveland.
So we're gonna see. But Cleveland, as Shaq would call them, the others got to step up if Cleveland's gonna have any chance. What I would like to see LeBron do, and it's probably not gonna happen because he never does it. I would like to see him cut somebody the hell out in game. Forget what it looks like leadership wise and all of that. Sometimes people need to get cussed the hell out on spot. You know what I'm saying? Not in the locker room,
yes, sir.
Session, right there on the spot, in game, in the moment.
I'd be digging in JR's ass, boy. Digging in him.
Like, look, boy, I got you 54. I got you 54 million. 54 million. And this what you gonna do?
The NBA, you get all your bread. This ain't no NFL. They can cut you next year. He gonna see every dollar of that money.
Yeah,
you can show up. You got to play.
I had a bad omen about game 2 when I saw that Khloe Kardashian baked the team cookies.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. That Kardashian curse may be very well. Hey, could be real. Could be real.
So what you got for tomorrow night? What you think gonna happen?
I've got to do something and say something that's gonna back my pick. So I'm not moving from my pick. So I've got to say Cleveland got to come out and win. I think the role players will play better.
Which role player shows up tomorrow to you?
Tomorrow, Tristan Thompson.
He's been invisible too, and they've kept him off the board. That's surprising too.
They're really keeping off. Well, shit, it might not even be Tristan because they may have to. Because remember last year the adjustment that Ty Lue made when Kevin Love became a defensive liability. He started to bench him more.
RJ played 4
and go with a different lineup. Yeah. I think it's probably what's going to have to happen if Tristan continues down this path. He's going to have to be benched, and they're going to have to go with 4 shooters, and they're going to have to go to a smaller lineup. So maybe it won't be Tristan that actually steps up tomorrow. But it's got to be either him, or if not him, it's got to be one of the shooters, either JR or Korver.
You know what? If I keep bringing up JR. I don't give a shit if you have a bad shooting night, as long as you shoot the ball.
He's not even shooting.
He's not even shooting. You know,
not even shooting.
You can't take 6 shots over 2 games as a starting shooting guard in the NBA and think you're helping your team. That's ridiculous.
Right.
He had more fouls than shots last year. You're not even attempting to help your team in that regard.
Right. And I was watching the latest episode of our sports friends over at Kane and Ice. I said it best. Who would have ever thought that you'd have to beg J.R. Smith to shoot the ball?
Right. Right.
Who would have thought? So
I need him to get up 12, 13 shots tomorrow night.
That's where we at. That's where we at. So Cleveland, the fans and the people of Cleveland, y'all need to come out and support your people. And I know y'all gonna be in the game, but y'all gotta give them all the energy and the motivation and the push that they need to try to get back into this series. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of tears, and it's going to be a lot of crying Jordan memes floating around here.
Sure is. And the crazy thing about it, you got to look at it this way. It's good news or bad news. The good news is they're head and shoulders above anybody else in the East, so they'll get back next year. The bad news is these guys, barring injury, will probably get back next year too. And that kind of segues into I want to look at, we talking about the help.
Well, let me say this before we get into that, because I still would have loved to see how that San Antonio series played out with the healthy Kawhi.
You know what? You're right, because you didn't watch that first game. That was Mother's Day. They had that game won.
Right.
By a lot.
And so, we talk about next year who could possibly unseat them, rather. A Kawhi, and if Chris Paul decides to, for whatever reason, the ring would be the reason, but if he decides to leave $50 million on the table and go to San Antonio,
very true.
Then who knows what we're looking at. So we'll see.
Yeah, because looking at this, it's really gonna come down for some of these cats winning or the bread. It's gonna come down to it. Chris Paul made a whole lot of money. We gonna see what he want to do. Right. So we're definitely gonna see. But quickly, in regards to the help, this team pretty much, we agree LeBron made this team with his iPad, right? Most of these trades, these are the guys he wants.
Especially last year. Now, this year, I don't know if David Griffin was like, I'm gonna put the stamp and let people know that LeBron, I'm asking for your input, but I'm really the one running this roster. Because, you think about it, if LeBron was really truly pushing all the buttons, he wouldn't have had to be crying in the media for help.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, for the most part, he's put this roster together, because the only people that have come in here new this year are D. Will and Korver, if I'm not mistaken.
And I didn't put them on there because they don't make real money, and
right.
Both of them are gonna be gone. But the big money players, those are LeBron's guys. Shump, Smith, Thompson, Kyrie don't count because he's one of the franchise players. But the big one that's tied up, those LeBron's boys. You think they can get any value for Tristan or Kevin Love?
I'm pretty sure they could. I'm kind of reluctant to go down this slope, because going down this path of what they need to start getting rid of and moves to make is almost saying we're conceding that they're gonna lose.
And you're right. I guess I'm looking long term as far as, because this is gonna be the narrative. Win or lose, they're gonna be like, okay, LeBron got to retool. What they gonna do next? Ain't no flexibility. To me, this is it. There's no flexibility. So they can throw that out the window. The big thing I'm looking at on this piece of paper is these 2 years that LeBron got with a player option. He's in control of that whole situation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, if it comes down to it, let's just look at the first 2 games and think about what they're missing. And I thought about this. I know you said it a couple maybe shows a couple weeks back. Kevin Love is coming to himself. He helped win a championship last year. But what they missing right now, especially these first 2 games, is another long wing.
Yep.
And if they still had Andrew Wiggins,
this be what his 3rd year. He'd be right.
We see how he's developed playing on Minnesota. Now imagine how he would have developed being groomed by LeBron.
Right.
If you just stick him on this team and in this series hypothetically, how much could that change things?
Right.
He could be a player that could be guarding Kevin Durant and letting LeBron letting LeBron getting back to his Roman free safety kind of thing.
Right.
So if the Cavs go ahead and and fall and lose this series and they end up being stuck with this team, that's got to be something that's got to be going through the heads of GM, LeBron, or somebody within that organization. Just hypothetically speaking, damn, if we would have kept Wiggins, what could we have done? Especially if they end up moving Love.
I mean, I know Love had that defensive play against Steph, the last play, but can we? I mean, maybe I'm forgetting. Did he have a large impact on the finals last year? I don't really recall it. He didn't play a lot.
No, because remember that was one of the adjustments that Ty Lue made, sitting his ass down and letting RJ play more. So
I mean, they got a title out of it, but essentially they chose the now or the future. It's a title. It's a title. But we're gonna see where it goes. I'm not jumping ship either. I guess hearing the chatter of the last couple of days, you look at it, and everybody got all this stuff in their head about what's gonna happen. People, it's a salary cap. And everything ain't, and these are player options. Kevin Love ain't turning down 25.5 that 3rd year. You got to trade him right now if that's going to happen. And I just don't know if you're going to get so much out of that. But we can move on. I think they're going to win tomorrow night, and I think they got a really good chance to win Friday. And it'll be a whole nother discussion on this series come Sunday or Monday. But next topic, we're going to move to the NBA draft. The Lakers have been sending out talk in regards to that they're not sold on taking Lonzo Ball. And, they're looking at other players and whatnot. You hear that type of stuff toward the draft.
Right.
I mean, kind of to me feels like they're blowing smoke because I can't see them going another way. They need that sizzle, and they also need a pass-first point guard. What you think?
I definitely think they need a pass-first point guard, and if they are blowing smoke, I don't see what's the point. You have the number 2 pick, so who are you trying to fool into thinking that you're taking somebody else? So that only reason you want to blow smoke is if you think
Boston gonna take him.
Boston gonna take him. You okay? He hasn't worked out for Boston. Has pretty much his dad has pretty much said they don't want to play in Boston.
Right.
So I don't know why they would be doing that. Now I've also heard some things that say that they refuting that, saying they are looking at Lonzo as a guy. Who knows?
Right.
I think he would be damn good fit there just for the Lakers, the Showtime kind of era, that city. He would be perfect for them.
Right.
Who else in Magic Johnson to groom a young point guard like that? He's not a guy that's going to want to shoot the ball a lot. I just love his passing and his playmaking ability.
I love that. And I also love what I saw toward the end of the year when they took D'Angelo off the ball. D'Angelo's a scorer. You can cross the defensive matchups. Lonzo's 6'7". He can guard the 2 guard and still leave D'Angelo to guard the point. But D'Angelo is a scorer. You take him off that ball like they did last year. I believe he put 40 on Cleveland, which ain't saying a lot because Kyrie don't really play no defense. But, he's a scorer. And I believe the passing will get Ingram right. We saw what Ingram got with the same build as Kevin Durant. Long, had a decent jumper. I think Lonzo can help that. You don't mess around with it. I can't see why they take Josh Jackson. I just where would he fit unless you're playing Ingram at 4?
I'll say Josh and Ingram are pretty much the same player. Slasher kind of scores that way. Neither one of them have developed a jump shot as of yet. So I don't see why you would take Josh Jackson. As much as I love Josh Jackson too, I think he's
very good ball player.
I think he's gonna be a bright star. But you've already got a similar type player in him, and you need a point guard if you are.
It aligned too well for them to get a pass first point guard when Magic comes in control of the team. they're going to make money just off of – they're going to be on TV a lot next year. People talk that shit about LeVar Ball. Trust the Lakers are going to be on TV a lot next year. More than they were this year.
Yeah, especially if they get Lonzo.
Home games with LeVar there, the camera's going to be on him left and damn right. He going to have that Stay in Your Lane t-shirt on.
LeVar, I'm calling you out. I do your dance a lot, man. Send me a pair of them shoes, man. Send me a pair of them Zo2s.
You better hope they're the right size because them shits ain't going back.
Size 13. Hey, as long as I got to pay for them, I ain't got to worry about no return policy.
Hey, he send you the wrong size. You can put them on eBay. I know how you get down.
Get that money on the resale. You right. You know I'll get that lick. All right, so another LA cat. I hadn't heard this rumor. You'll have to bring me up to speed on this one. Say Indy not gauging Paul George trade value. Are they really still being dumb about this thing?
If I read this before we went on the air, if this is true, they get the dumbass of the week, month award. People, they don't have the $75 million to throw at him to stay. They don't have it. So the money's damn near the same right now to stay here or go to LA or anywhere else. If y'all not talking to teams right now and y'all gonna wait, maybe they really want that playoff money because as we talked about, owners love their playoff money. But 4 games of Paul George in the playoffs compared to looking out for your future, I pray this is just one of them dumb rumors. I pray.
If they even in the hunt for the playoffs next year, they barely made it this year.
Yeah, and
they got a couple pieces that could possibly move. And you got a couple of teams like the Heat that could possibly move up to the move up into the playoffs.
Remember, they got jerked last year when Brooklyn quit. The Heat would have made the playoffs last year. And who knows what Philly's going to do if they can get a healthy Embiid and Simmons in the lineup along with whatever high pick that they're going to get. Right.
So in Indiana, to me, they stock is down. They stock
very down.
They start going down.
We'll see. That's why I'm not a GM because his ass would have been gone. He'll be gone come draft night. I damn sure wouldn't wait till February.
I'll say last February I probably would have got rid of him.
Yeah. That's why they ain't gonna never let us run a team. Ain't nobody say it.
Nobody.
I got this bread for you, cuz. What you gonna do? Oh, you don't know? Cool. Take you. Hope your house is for sale.
I say he going number 2, a good realtor.
There you go. But last little funny note in regards to the NBA. I never heard this tournament, this winner take all tournament that it's been going on a couple of years.
Oh yeah.
Teams buy in for like $5,000, and it's 64 teams, and it's winner take all for $2 million. And it's a lot of former NBA players and college players and overseas players. What caught my eye was Greg Oden is on the roster for the Ohio State alumni team.
This sound like a souped up version of Hoop It Up. Remember the man Hoop It Up? This is what this sound like.
Because Greg Oden, first of all, if he takes a portion of this bread, and there's probably some players on that team who really need that bread. Greg Oden got to have he got to have a good little piece of change left. Because folks were still throwing him money here and there over the years. Greg Oden, what, 75 years old, give or take?
Yeah, that's LeBron dad. That's LeBron dad. Greg Oden is LeBron dad, man. You know what I'm saying? He was he fought in World War II. You know, yeah. Greg Oden old.
Greg Oden kept Kevin Durant from the Portland Trailblazers. Boy, I tell you, it's a whole nother league now. They saw that 7-foot rim protector. Forget this 7'1" slashing 2-guard. We need rim protection. The league has changed that fast, cuz.
Speaking of the league changing that fast, while we don't think, man, real quick, I seen a tweet right before we came on the air. Now this shit is funny. Okay, Dwight Howard is working on his 3-point shot this summer. Okay, and this is not a rumor from no fly by night. You know, some cat's just tweeting something out. This is from the AJC. All right, it's incredible source. And I'm like, damn, that's what the league has come to.
My energy was low coming into the show tonight. I ain't gonna flex. It was low. That's right there.
The big men feel that they have to shoot threes in order to get playing time on the court.
You know what, Dwight, big homie, shoot them damn threes, man. Shoot them threes and become a stretch 5 in your 15th year, whatever it is. You ain't got no choice if you want to play in the fourth quarter.
Pretty much.
You need somebody to come down there and get your boards and throw it back to you at that 3-point line, man. Holler at me, man. I'm here for you, Dwight. Because I want you to play. They stuck with you.
Because he was shooting them elbow jumpers last summer, working on the little short jumper. And that didn't help get him no play time. So he said, all right, I'll go ahead and step out to this 3-point line then if that's what y'all want.
All right. Over under 28%, 30%.
Who, Dwight?
Yeah.
He can barely.
Brook Lopez got up to about 35. Brook Lopez is a post player. He got there shooting threes in Brooklyn now.
That's 3 out of 10, man. You seen Dwight form. Right? I give him between 19 and 23% if he starts shooting threes.
They probably wouldn't even let him. As soon as he pull one, they're going to put his ass on the bench. Muscala, get in the game. We need you.
Right. And he'll get in there and shoot 25%.
Oh, I don't like Muscala. Anyway.
Nah, that was your boy at the beginning of the season.
He had high energy.
He's a bum.
Yeah, but shit, they can't get nobody else. You know what? I'm not going to go on a Hawks rant because this is what we got.
That'll be a whole nother show right there. We start getting on the Hawks.
I tell you what, I'm gonna tell you now. We're gonna get off this. If Sapp leaves in July, we need to go and have a funeral for the Hawks season in July when he signs, and have a funeral for the next couple of seasons because we ain't making the playoffs if Sapp leaves.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's touch on a little bit of football, and then we're gonna close up out of here. I don't believe this story. I find it hard to believe that Cap is walking into all these damn meetings and asking for too much money. I just don't believe that.
Nah, that ain't the case. And people have tweeted, some writers have actually tweeted that out, that it's not about the money, and he subliminally has retweeted those same sentiments. So we know it's not about the money.
This shit is so lame, though. Why do they keep saying that? Trying to make it sound like this cat's giving away money. And you're saying basically he's giving it away for the people, but then he wants it back on the back end from the football league. I don't believe that. If it was really about the money, Cap did not have to leave San Fran, right? He opted out of that $14.5 million to go. I don't believe it's about the money.
Yeah, he opted out. I mean, they probably would have cut him anyway. Matter of fact, John Lynch said that last week, I think.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They would have cut him because they didn't feel from the start, and I got that feeling anyway that they got the feeling he did not fit Kyle Shanahan's offense. Kyle Shanahan wants kind of more of a traditional pocket passer.
Yeah.
So in that regard, I don't think it was. It would have mattered whether he opted out or not. He would have been gone. But for Seattle to come out, for Pete Carroll to come out and say, he's a starter. What better backup to have than somebody that you feel is a starter? All right, especially when your offensive line has been trash. Okay. And Russell Wilson back there, he was hurt half of last year, and I don't think they've done to improve the line this year. So he's back there. He's at risk. Okay, what better guy to have than somebody that's familiar with the division? First of all, okay, same kind of skill set, so you can run the same type of playbook or what have you. What better guy to have? They go in and sign Austin Davis. Now they signed him for peanuts. I think $775,000. I think is the contract if he makes the team.
Yeah.
Now I don't think Cap is asking a whole lot of money, but he probably would have been asking for a little bit more than that.
Right.
But
if you're Seattle, and like you just said, so this dude signed for less than nothing. I know damn well they could have found maybe $4 million to keep the team going if Russell gets hurt. The way he tends to get hurt most of the time. Right. You got to have a backup in today's NFL because in case people don't know, pass rush is what everybody's going for. They trying to kill your quarterbacks every Sunday. You got to. So if he gets hurt, if Russell goes down again, You gonna throw in old boy who gets locked up, or you gonna throw in Austin Davis? And then you wonder why the defense mad all the time.
Right.
And then you wonder why they got to pitch. What old boy say on the program? We got to pitch a shutout.
And you talk about Austin Davis. Austin Davis has been one of the last 15 quarterbacks in the last probably 3 or 4 years for the Browns. He couldn't stick with the Browns.
Right.
You know, that you can't tell me it's about talent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me it's about talent.
Shame on you, NFL.
Yeah.
Shame on you. And I saw the guy from the Giants come out and say, talk about Cap and how emotional it was. People, all that man wanted was police brutality to end. That's it. That's it. But it's shame on y'all.
Yeah, and it's very much shame. And it's and you keep seeing people out here, especially on social media and Twitter, keep talking about, well, what team wants a drama from their backup quarterback? Well, what drama would there be exactly? Okay, because one, he's already said the kneeling and the protest thing is over. And you can't say that it's because he was a bad teammate, because he received the highest honor from teammates, voted on by teammates last year. So what drama is it that you would have to put up with? Again, another smoke screen, more bullshit to try to hide what you really want to say.
And bottom line,
you know what I'm saying?
Bottom line, Cap didn't announce this.
Not at all.
He never said it. He did it, and he did it for multiple games, and nobody noticed. The media put that out there. He didn't go in front of a camera and say, hey, I'm going for this, and this is how I feel. No.
Right. And this is how I'm going to go about doing it. Nah, he was kneeling for a couple games, and then somebody finally picked up on it, and that's when the questions started to flood. So, again, we know what it is. So, I ain't even going to get myself into a frenzy and worked up talking about it, because I just get pissed off when I start talking about it, because you know what the real deal is.
All right, next topic on our NFL list. The Jets decided today they released today that they're going to either release or trade Eric Decker. And I think it was Saturday, Jeremy Maclin got released by the Chiefs. Two starting wide receivers are basically on the free agent market in early June, which is around the time normally cuts are made like that. Where do you think is a good fit for both of them? Now, Decker's he's coming off that knee.
How about say, how healthy is Decker?
Right.
That's going to be a big question, because what is he? I want to say he's over 30 already, right?
Might be 28, close 28 to 31, somewhere around there.
But if he's healthy, he can go catch 50, 60 balls for somebody easy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was pretty productive with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Basically.
Not last year, I don't think, but the previous year, he was pretty productive. As far as Jeremy Maclin, I know Shady McCoy's been recruiting him to Buffalo, and as a matter of fact, I think I saw today
he's visited.
That he actually visited there.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Would you want to go Buffalo? But hey,
it does snow a lot there, right? Last I checked.
Cold as shit. If you're expecting to catch 10, 15 touchdowns from Tyrod Taylor, good luck with that.
Gotta know how to run block.
Yeah, I could see a lot of other places that you could go. Now that Buffalo's kind of a middle of the road team, they're gonna always be around that 8-8, 7-9 mark. You know what I'm saying? But never really getting over the hump. Why not go play for a contender?
Right.
I know you brought up in one of our discussions, I think Dallas could be a fit.
Very good fit. Because Terrence Williams ain't cut it across from Dez to me.
Right. Who else? What other teams are out there? Shit. Seattle, in my opinion, could use him. Yeah,
Seattle could use him. I guess it's like it always comes down to, and it's especially in the NFL, the bag or winning, one or the other. Mm-hmm. NFL, you almost got to take your money. Now, both of them done seen good contracts these last ones they got, and the signing bonuses were good, and they're injury risk. So it's not like they're going to get a lot of money, which will put them right in the crosshairs of the Patriots. But I don't know.
What you think about your boys? What you think about your boys? Did y'all get somebody to go on the other side of Kelvin?
We still got Funchess. We picked up Samuel. He's another slot guy. McCaffrey. They talked about us. They said we could very well take a run at Maclin because Funk just ain't did it. And quite frankly, I think Benjamin he underachieved last year. He had too much of the fumbles, and he done ate himself into out of shape.
Hanging out with Eddie Lacy, man. Somebody on Twitter said he looked like Queen Latifah.
He sure does. He sure does. But the good thing about my folks is Cam throwing next week, so it's ahead of schedule.
Oh, and by the way, before I forget, hey, the Queen, hey, that wasn't no shade right there. I don't want you dropping no diss track on me because I know you can still drop them bars. So,
yep. We don't need them problems around here. Shout out to you.
We don't. But no, I think that'll be good. If we can get Kelvin Benjamin down 15, 20 pounds, Macklin on the other side.
Hell, Washington. They lost both of their starters. They could use both of them.
That's true.
So, either way, a funny story from the NFL. J.J. Watt played 3 games last year. 1, 2, 3. And he was voted number 35 out of 100 by the players in the top 100 that shows on the NFL Network every year. I rarely watch that. But he came out himself and tweeted as a joke because he played 3 games.
Yeah. I'm glad he said it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, these lists, man, it's something fun to kind of just look at during the offseason. They really don't mean a lot. But the fact that he could be voted 35 and only played 3 games, like you said, that's laughable.
That's very laughable. I mean, I wouldn't even say he's the 3rd best player on his damn team last year. He only played 3 games.
It would be interesting to see what was Clowney in this time.
Right.
Okay.
Very true. And Merciless, that outside linebacker who balled last year.
Right.
Boy, they're going to have a hellified defense if they get J.J. Watt back next year. They had a good defense last year, but they're going to be something next year.
Yep.
Anyway, last story was kind of funny. Also, this is one of those we can just speculate here. Aaron Rodgers' contract is coming up, and they were talking to him today, and he said, Green Bay knows my worth. I'm not really stressing it. He going to be the first cat to get $100 million guaranteed, isn't he? Well, I think Luck got 85.
Luck got 85. Yep. Matt Ryan.
85.
Matt hadn't got paid yet, right?
Nah, so it might be Matt. You're right. I forgot about Matt.
I think Matt up before Aaron, right? How many years Aaron got left? 2?
I think he has 2 left.
Matt got 1, right?
Right, just 1.
Does he have 2 also?
I think he got 1. So Matt, you're right. I forgot all that about Matt. He might get that 100 first.
Or if he doesn't, I'm just saying Matt will probably drop first, and then based on that, Green Bay gonna have to better that deal. So
yeah,
if Luck got 85 and he's been okay. The first couple years they improved. Each of his 3 years they got to the AFC Championship.
Right.
The last couple years, he's been kind of hurt, banged up. No offensive line.
Right.
They've been going down. And if he can get 85, then yeah, I'm pretty sure Matt's going to get somewhere close to that, if not more, especially leading the team to the Super Bowl in the season that he had last year.
Right.
So yeah, Aaron could very well get $100 million. Right. Very well could get $100 million. And like you said, he said he ain't worried about it because the Packers know his worth. That's basically saying they gonna pay me because they know what's good for them.
They know. and please believe his petty ass is watching. Remember, he was talking about Mike Glennon. Talking about he paying him $15 million a year. I know what I'm gonna get. What's my worth?
Yep.
He's watching.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
But that's about all I got, dog. What you got?
That is about it. Nothing else in the world coming on. Boxing wise, I know that Oscar De La Hoya did come out and say that the location for the Triple G versus Alvarez fight has been set. It will be in Vegas. Not that I thought it was going to be anywhere else. You're talking about a mega fight. Where else you going to hold it at? This ain't the early 90s where, mega fights was in Atlantic City. So
you think he could have sold out Jerry World?
Yeah. I mean, that could have been a possibility. You're right. That could have been a possibility because by being in Texas, Canelo Alvarez being a Mexican, having a big following, a lot of Mexican nationals in the state of Texas, they would have definitely sold it out. But it's just something about the glitz and the glam of Vegas, especially when it comes to fights.
Yeah,
to me, that's just the best place to hold fights.
Yeah.
So we got a couple months before that go down. Of course, still nothing on this bullshit Mayweather Conor McGregor shit. I really hope it never happens. I don't want to see hardworking people spend $100 on that shit.
They better use that fire.
You better use that fire stick or go to Buffalo Wild Wings or something. But somebody gonna want to throw a fight party. But at the same time, it could be a come up for some people. You pay $100 for the fight, invite everybody over, charge them $5 a head. You get your bread back. Hey, I'm always thinking about hustling. Hey,
the check and get it right back.
Hey, get everybody to bring a bottle. And when people bring bottles to the party, it's bad.
Gotta leave it.
It's bad etiquette to leave with the bottle. So hey, you gotta stack for a minute. So
gotta leave. These young folks might not know that. They might be leaving with their shit. That's sucker shit, people. Leave the bottle. Gotta leave it.
Yeah. You're right.
All right. Well, we've come to the conclusion of our show. People, it ain't been much this week, so I don't really have a last call. J.R. Smith, show up, and Dwight Howard, you keep shooting them damn threes, boy. That's what I got for last call.
Hey, man. Are we coming back Thursday?
You know what? If they win,
all right. If Cavs win, we'll come back and break it down. If not,
we'll be back next Tuesday.
On Tuesday, and we'll be talking about Golden State being the champs.
There you go.
So that's what it is. So
there you go.
All right. So for my boy, All Hate, your boy Diego Baristokoff, again, it's AA Sports. Hit us on Twitter, IG, and our Facebook page. Hey, tell them where they can reach you at on Twitter.
At ReK6000, holla at me. I talk sports.
All right. Shout out at your boy at Diego Barish. Again, we'll get back with y'all either in a couple days or we'll holler at y'all next week. Either way, man, y'all be easy. Love. I was going to say love, live life, but I just realized that was somebody else's tag, so I couldn't steal it. But anyway, man, y'all be good, be easy. Appreciate y'all. Be blessed. Out.